Have you ever come across this number spotlight effect for birthday portraits and you're wondering how to do it? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do that in details from start to finish. We are going to be breaking it down. And I don't just want you to watch, I want you to follow along. So I'm going to be leaving this file in the description below of this video. You know what to do. All you have to do is pause this video right now, go to the description, click on the link, download the raw file. Please download it and come back, like this video, and also follow along. All right, now let's jump right into it. So I want to assume you already have this file. Once you have this file, the first thing we're going to do inside of Photoshop is to duplicate our background layer by pressing Command J. After that, I'm just going to remove the subject from the background, and you can literally use any method that works for you, but this is how I do it. I'll first of all click my quick selection tool right here. Once I select my quick selection tool, to get a more detailed and accurate selection, I'm going to click on this drop down arrow, make sure cloud is selected, but this cloud uses the internet, so I'm going to click on select subjects, and it's just going to select our subject for us. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to invert this selection by right clicking and click on select inverse. After I invert the selection, I'm going to press Command J to cut out the subject from the background. So I can rename this layer 1 subject and rename this layer 2 background. Now, if I turn off all my subject layer, you can see we have only the background. The subject is no longer on the background. Please stay with me and pay close attention. All right. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to select my subject layer, hold Command or Control, click on the thumbnail of my background layer, which is the picture of my background layer. Click on it, and it's going to bring back the selection. What I'm going to do, I'm going to invert the selection. So I want to right click and click on select inverse. This time the selection is on the subject. So from here, after that, I want to add a layer mask. Once I add the layer mask, I'm going to hide the background instead of just cutting it out. Then I want to select the background layer and drag it below my subject layer like this. So that is how I cut out subjects from the background. Like I said, you can use whatever works for you. After I remove the subject from the background, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make the entire image dark. So to do that, I'm going to come to my windows, click on my adjustments, and select curves adjustments, and just bring it down like this. All right, now as you can see, it's affecting the background, but I want this effect to affect both the subject and the background. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this curve and take it above the subject layer like this. Now I feel it's looking too dark, so maybe come to the properties and just take it up a little bit like so. Okay, our before and the after. Let me explain why I did that in case you are confused. The reason why I did that, since we are going to be mimicking a spotlight effect, the point is for your image to be dark and the spotlight is going to shine and illuminate your subject and cast that number on the background. So that is why I make the entire image dark. Is this compulsory? No. I want to show you the basic way and also the advanced way to do this. First, let me show you the basic way. So if I want to do it the basic way, all I have to do, I'm going to turn off this curve layer. Let me just delete it. I'm going to delete this curve layer. Pick my text tool to add the text. Make sure you're using this, what's it called? This horizontal type tool, and just type the number you want. I'm going to type 27. Click OK. Resize it obviously. To resize, press your Command T to bring the transform tool and just increase the size the way you want. Okay, let me increase the size the way I want. So maybe somewhere around here should work. All right, so around there should work, and click OK. Now, if you want to change the font, maybe you don't like this font, you want to try another font, just select your text tool, click on this font right here. So click on this drop down arrow and just choose any font you want. I'm going to move it to this side. So once you just hover around, browse around any font, it's going to change the font for you. So just choose any font you want for your image. As you can see, this one is actually nice. 27. No, but I'm going to be using this one, this regular one. I'm going to be using that one. Now, this is the basic way to do it. Once you put the number, just come to the blend mode and change it to soft light and drag it behind your subject layer. Once you drag it behind your subject layer, just come to filter, come to blur, click on Gaussian blur, convert to smart objects, and just blur it with any number you think works. So let's use 19, and no, let's use 15. I think 19 is too much. Let's use 15 or 16 and hit OK. Now, see the before and the after. For me, if you feel the background is too bright, you can now add maybe curves adjustments on the background, not the whole image on the background, and reduce the background a little bit like this. Now, the before and the after. That is the basic way to do it. Now, let me show you the advanced and the way I prefer to do this when I'm doing it.
Before we continue, if you are looking to enhance or improve your studio background, I created 25 amazing snowlight effects that you can use to enhance your studio background. And these are some of the snowlight effects. And if you're interested, I'll be leaving the link where you can buy it in the description below of this video. And there's a step-by-step video explaining in details how to use it. Now, back to our video.
So the way I prefer to do this, definitely delete this curves adjustment. I like the blur. Then change this thing back to normal. All right. Now, instead of placing this 27 behind the subject, I'm going to take it above the subject. Once I take it above the subject, I'm going to darken the entire image, including the subject. Let me hide this 27 first. I'm going to hide it. Click on adjustments, select my curves adjustments. Just drag it down like this. Okay, you can see the entire image is darkened right now. So I'm going to turn on my 27 and take it above the curves adjustment layer like this. Change the blend mode from normal to overlay like so. All right, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change the perspective and resize it even more. So to do that, I'm going to press your Command T to bring the transform tool. Maybe increase the size a little bit like this. All right, and just right click on perspective and just take this perspective up. So basically you can change the perspective anyhow you want. So I think like this works for me. All right, and I'm going to click on OK. Now you can see it's as if there is a spotlight, a real spotlight on the subject and just illuminating this part of the face. So this is how I prefer to do this. Now you can see the difference between the basic method and the advanced method. But we are not done. We want to take this a step further and make it look even more realistic and more dramatic. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a stamp visible layer by pressing on Command Option Shift A. Once I create that stamp visible layer, I'm going to come to Filter and just come to Camera Raw Filter. Instead of Camera Raw Filter, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to scroll all the way down to Vignettes and just move the vignette inside to make it more dramatic. Then come to the roundness, make it more round like this. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come to my masking and just add a linear gradient, take it from the top up like this, just to make it look even more dramatic and more realistic. After I do this, I want to come to the exposure and just reduce the exposure a little bit like this. Now this is really good. I'm having a problem. I feel the shine of the face is looking too much. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to the exposure and just reduce the, like from the main adjustment, come to the exposure and just reduce the exposure a little bit. Also come to the highlight and just take down the highlights a little bit like this. All right, now see the before and the after. Now I feel the image is now looking a bit too saturated or too red, especially where the light is. So what I'm going to do to fix that, I'm going to scroll all the way down to my calibration, my best friend. I like using calibration, and just come to the green primary and just reduce the saturation a little bit like so. All right, so the before and the after. Alternatively, you can come to the HSL, hue, saturation, and luminance. Since I was saying the saturation is looking too much for the reds or the oranges, I'm going to come to the saturation of the oranges and just take it down. Do the same thing for the reds, take it down. Also, come to the luminance, reduce the luminance. Come to the reds, reduce the red. Please, hope you are following along. And if you are confused, I believe you should not be confused at this point. Just take the video back a bit, rewind it, and you are going to get it. All right, now let's see our before and after. Our before and after. Now I feel it's looking a little bit too desaturated. I'm going to come back to the saturation, maybe take it up a bit like so. All right, so our before and after, and I'm going to click on OK. So let me just group everything so you can see where we started from and where we are right now. See our before and after. So that is how you can easily create that number spotlight effect inside of Photoshop. I hope you learned something for this video, and if you do, please like this video and also share this video with someone who you think might learn something for this video. And also, if you want to learn how to retouch your image from start to finish manually, check out this video right here. I'll see you guys in my next one. Stay creative.